Wrestling fans, let me tell you, Smackdown Live tonight, absolutely an excellent show. Absolutely excellent, fantastic show. This show tonight, Smackdown Live, had a beautiful build to WrestleMania 35. We have a great story being told of Kofi Mania. Great story. And when Kofi Mania finally gets to that number one contender spot, whether it's next week or whether it's the go home show, wow, I'm telling you, wrestling fans, whichever arena it is in, the fans are going to go ballistic. And I'm telling you, at WrestleMania 35, wouldn't surprise me a bit if hashtag Kofi Mania walks out new WWE champion of everything. Vincent Kennedy McMahon is putting him through. Wouldn't surprise me a bit if that happens. Now, that's a shame that in another instance, because that probably means that Seth Rollins will lose. Probably. And everybody wants Seth Rollins to win, including me. And I'm still predicting Seth Rollins and Kofi to win. But Brock Lesnar will probably retain and go into Saudi Arabia as Universal Champion. Egg. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about hashtag Kofi Mania. And we're here to talk about the gauntlet matchup. We're here to talk about hell breaking loose between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. We're here to talk about The Miz cutting his promo tonight. Rey Mysterio taking on Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. The Iconics going to WrestleMania to take on Bayley and Sasha Banks. Most assured going to be number one contenders because they got a victory over them tonight. So you know that's going to be happening at Mania. All that plus more happened. Now, where do we start? Let's just start with what everybody is thinking about when Smackdown comes around. And that's Kofi Kingston. Okay? Now, some might say, well, Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Charlotte and Becky Lynch is both shows. All right? Charlotte and Becky is both shows. Kofi Kingston, all right, wins the gauntlet matchup. Wrestling fans, enjoy this ride. Enjoy it. Goes through everybody. Samoa Joe, The Bar, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic in my eyes. Some might think not because they really exaggerated this gauntlet matchup with how much he had to overcome going through the announce table, getting hit with a steel chair, amongst everything else. You know, getting choked out by Samoa Joe. They did exaggerate this gauntlet matchup. But he still won until Daniel Bryan was announced that he had to overcome. I mean, it's just that simple. Enjoy it. And enjoy this ride. I know I am, okay? I'm on the hashtag Kofi Mania train. You know, there are wrestling fans you know, when it comes to people, superstars that get a push, that really deserve it, and you really just don't care how WWE books their story, okay? This is one of them, okay? This is one of them. I don't care how it's booked. Kofi deserves this push. I don't care how it's booked. I'm enjoying the story, and he deserves this opportunity. He deserves it. 11 years of hard work deserves this opportunity. That is how I'm looking at it. And I hope everybody else out there that's watching me right now agrees with me. Okay? Mustafa Ali, it's a shame what happened to him. He would be in this place if he didn't get hurt. But, Kofi Kingston, round of applause to you. And I hope you walk out of WrestleMania 35 WWE champion, because you deserve that run. Now, let's go on to Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Charlotte and Becky Lynch tonight, they were on the Kevin Owens show. And the Kevin Owens show pretty much consisted of Kevin Owens fueling the fire, throwing dirt on Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and saying stuff that Ronda Rousey has been saying about both of them, and saying, telling Charlotte that Becky's been saying this about her, and Charlotte's been saying this about Becky Lynch, and things of that nature, and then said, I usually say fight Owens fight. Well, I think tonight it should be fight Charlotte's fight and fight Becky fight. And then he walked out and pretty much they started brawling. Hell unleashed on Smackdown Live in the women's division between these two. Referees came out, had to break them up, and a couple security had to come out, and they all got punched, and it was kind of like what Ronda Rousey did to security and referees on Monday Night Raw. Except Charlotte and Becky Lynch did it to the referees and security. Now, wrestling fans, this is what I'm really hoping happens before we get to the match at WrestleMania. At least one time within the next 2 weeks, Ronda Rousey needs to show up on SmackDown Live. We've seen Becky Lynch, we've seen Charlotte on Monday Night Raw. Vinnie Mac, put Ronda Rousey on SmackDown. What's wrong with that? I mean, seriously, what's wrong with that? I mean, look at what that would do. We've seen how much intensity putting Becky and Charlotte in the mix with Ronda on Raw gives for this rivalry. Brings out a lot more than Ronda just sitting there by herself. We kind of know what to expect with Ronda by herself. Beating up guards, beating up referees. Okay, she's getting fake fines. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, put Ronda Rousey on SmackDown. At least on the go-home show to WrestleMania. And if you don't want to put Becky Lynch and Charlotte with her on SmackDown, flip-flop that. Ronda on SmackDown, Becky Lynch and Charlotte on Monday Night Raw that week. Mix it up. We have seen the same thing over and over and over throughout this build over the last couple of weeks. That's just me. Let me know what you're thinking in comments below about that. All right. Moving on to The Miz and Shane McMahon. Now, wrestling fans, if you've been following me since November, you all know that I could care less about The Miz and Shane McMahon. And I have been begging and pleading and just wanting WrestleMania 35 to get over with so we don't have to see Shane and The Miz feud anymore. Because it is an epic waste of time. Shane is hard to boo. The Miz is hard to cheer. And the crowd tonight spoke volumes because The Miz had to use a cheap pop by mentioning Kofi Kingston's name. I mean, it's just that simple. Get WrestleMania over with. Get back to normal. Shane will be a babyface again. Turn The Miz heel. There you go. I am not invested in this. And it's the only thing I'm not invested in. The only thing. All right? I have everything SmackDown Live has going for it. This is the only thing I am truly not invested in. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, United States Championship. Rey Mysterio just announced it tonight. Don't throw Andrade and R-Truth out of the water of this just yet. All right, wrestling fans. I know they all four have been embroiled in a rivalry. Quite frankly, I don't want to see it. They've had enough fatal four-way matchups. It's making me want to puke. But I would much rather see Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe in a one-on-one encounter. I don't know about you, but Andrade and R-Truth could very well make their way into this matchup because there's still 2 weeks left. All they have to do is have a match with Samoa Joe and beat Samoa Joe over the next 2 weeks. There you go. Simple as that. And you have your fatal four-way matchup at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. And Samoa Joe retains. He's probably going to retain anyway. Whatever. Bayley and Sasha Banks took on the Iconics. The Iconics victorious. Bayley and Sasha Banks, the only reason why they're here is because they were building up for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania. It was okay. I mean, there were plenty of other superstars besides the Iconics. Now, I'm sure you all would rather see in this matchup, but the Iconics kind of make sense for a WrestleMania match. And it's who WWE would like to put in there, honestly. It's what makes sense. Standard WWE. Should be a good contest. It looks like now we're going to see Bayley and Sasha Banks take on the Iconics, take on Natalya and Beth Phoenix, take on Nia Jax, the Irresistible Force, and Tamina. Yeah. And quite frankly, that was Smackdown Live. A good show. What can I say, wrestling fans? It was a good show. I am in a much better mood than I ever was last night for Monday Night Raw. Raw last night absolutely sucked. SmackDown Live, pretty much like every SmackDown compared to Raw. Good job, WWE. Good job, all the writers that does SmackDown Live. Congratulations. You're getting me more invested in SmackDown matches than Raw is getting me invested in their matches for WrestleMania. Simple as that. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a thumbs up if you are. One thing that I'm going to let you know now, starting in April, this is just for the month of April, okay, wrestling fans? Just for the month of April. SmackDown Live reviews will be going up on Wednesday, okay? SmackDown Live reviews will go up on Wednesday. They will not be happening on Tuesday, okay? Raw reviews will still go up on Monday nights as usual, but SmackDown will go up on Wednesday. It's because of work. Work is going to be late on Tuesday nights. So that's why SmackDown Live will go up on Wednesday instead. But you'll still be getting it right here on the channel. Just letting you know that right now. Now, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to do all those things like leaving me a thumbs up and becoming a subscriber today. And until I see you again, catch you on the other side.